Welcome to Watch Rewatch, the podcast that examines the art of the rewatch. I'm Sean.
I'm John.
And we're back for a second week in a row. Welcome everybody just tuning in live on Facebook.com.
Yes, you are the face and I am the book.
I don't know about that. I think you're the face and I'm the book.
Well, I don't know about that. We're here to disagree and agree.
That's
We're
it.
here to watch and rewatch.
We've got thumbs up. We've got thumbs down. We've got thumbs all around.
And like the consistency was the other thing you were talking about. Oh, shit. Look at
consistency is key. Oh, we're losing you, John.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh.
We're back.
And you're back. All right.
That's my internet's fault?
I think so, because my connection seems okay. But we'll see how it goes. Do we need to take a station break?
No. Let's talk about consistency.
Consistency in internet quality, consistency in doing two shows week to week, back to back. What consistency is key. What are some consistently rewatched movies in your household this week? Do you have anything new to share?
That's a good question. I am not watching The Legend of Korra. It's the last season of the spin-off of The Last Airbender. You know this show? The Airbender show?
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone loves this show. It's a pretty good show. And there's a spin-off.
How does the spin-off stack up next to that? Because that's a pretty beloved show, the original Airbender.
It's like the prequels of the Star Wars, you know.
Oh, really? People hate it that much?
Yeah, they hate it, and now they love it.
Oh, okay. Just like the prequels, where people hated it, and now the people that grew up with it love it. Is it similarly like been 10 years since The Legend of Korra came out, or 15, or something?
Yes, it has almost. Yeah, almost.
Yeah,
pretty close. Almost. I think it's almost a decade.
It seems to be that thing where like the people, it's once the people who were children who saw it are able to feel nostalgic about things, then it's good again, I guess.
Yeah, or they give it time. They let it linger. They let it marinade. No, they let it. What's the thing? They let it age.
They let it age.
It's like this book I got for my birthday. I got this for my birthday.
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, it's like an unofficial guide of all his stuff. Wow, is that me or is that internet awful?
It's awful. How about let's take a quick station break. We'll cut away, and you can call back into the show.
Okay.
This is live.
We'll cut away. You know, Quentin Tarantino /
That's
part 2 is coming back.
John's gonna go reboot his router, and he'll be right back. And I will hold on. Let's go full Sean.
What if Beverly Crusher does a dance for those cyborgs in First Contact? I'll do that.
That's it. He's going to do that. We'll be right back. I'm gonna hang up on John. Here we go. Oh my God, it's just me. Hey everybody, welcome to the Watch Rewatch with just me. John's frozen in the corner there. How you guys doing? Let's fill some time. What's going on? What's up? Let me see. Can I see the chat? Sean Vamp. Well, I'm here to tell you that the Mac Mini that I complained about last week is now ready to be returned. It took 5 days, and I've already regretted my decision. I don't have a use for it at home, so it's going back. It's a nice thing. The new M1 chips are cool. Anybody who's into tech who watches this show, which might be some of you, I guess you're nerds like me, it's a great computer, great chip, but I just don't need it. So I'm probably going to upgrade my PC to play Cyberpunk 2077, which has been delayed again. Not again, but recently was delayed again. So that's my life. Tell us about Frasier. The M1 got sweened. Well, Frasier, I have stopped watching Frasier. Vicky's still watching it. It hit a point when Niles and Daphne got married, and it became really, really, really bad. She gets pregnant. Jane Levy's, who plays Daphne, gets pregnant in real life, and the way the show deals with it is to make her obese. I'm not joking. So they just go, let's just pretend she's fat. Not make her pregnant, not write a storyline where she gets pregnant like in the show. They decide to make her obese. and that's it. It's like fat jokes episode after episode until they send her to fat camp, which is I guess when Jane had the baby for real. But it's kind of the most amazing moment in the show. This is in season 8, and this is really, for me, it jumped the shark. It's the Fonz jumping the shark moment for Frasier. So I'm out. I'm done. It's a super funny, well-written show for like 7 seasons, and then it gets weird. And there still is some good joke writing, but they start doing gimmicks. They start doing flashbacks. So you have episodes, the kind where they do the multiple timelines. They're like, well, if I chose this path, whoosh, and they do like a swish cut, and then it's this, and they do a swish cut, and then it's that. That's how you know a show's running out of ideas. So stay tuned for Rewatch, the alternate reality episode next week, because God knows we're there. But yeah, that's Frasier. But it's a great show, and I recommend anybody, if you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. It's great. 7 seasons is pretty good. And what's filled the void since, and we talked about it last week, is The Simpsons. It gave us a chance to start fresh with The Simpsons, and we're doing that, and we're going through and doing seasons 1 to 10, which is respectable. Respectable. Your feed got sweened. What's your feed, Keith? Let me know. I don't know what you mean. The feed. The feed. Feed the feed. But yeah, I'm on the lookout for some new shows. I have to catch up on The Mandalorian because apparently everybody's saying it's super good now. It's like great. Sideshow Bob is a better Frasier Crane, Martin. 100%. 100%. Like his whole rendition of HMS Pinafore is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And it's weird that it's kind of the same guy. Like kind of exactly the same guy. I don't know if that was Oh! It's John. Can you hear the Skype beat? Let's answer. It's John, and he's coming back into the show. His picture is going to get resized. His internet looks pretty crisp on the mini vision, and when he resizes... Hey, it's John. Welcome back, John. Let's see.
It still looks terrible.
Yeah. That's weird.
I don't know what this is about. Everything is like as it should be.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Did you reboot your router?
I did.
Oh, yeah. That's okay. I mean...
And I don't think it's the camera's fault either.
No, that's weird. I mean, sometimes you can get... Because I checked on my end here. I don't have anything running. No downloads happening. Let's see.
You'll be the 4K and I'll be the VHS.
That's it. Oh, let me check, though. Maybe Steam is runaway downloading. Oh, my God. Steam is runaway downloading. John, I think it was me, not you. John, I have to tell you, it's me. It's not you. Fuck. Let's see. Let's see if I pause this. Guys, we're going to figure it out. Pause. Yeah, it has to have been that. Let's see. Does it get better now? Let's see. It gets better. I paused it. It's still... Man. Technical difficulties.
I would want it to look like kind of like...
Yeah, I can't say that it's helping it, but we'll see. We'll see. It takes time. Let's give it some time.
Okay. You can hear me okay. This is horrible.
Yeah, the volume is a little low for some reason. I don't know.
Okay. Maybe not now. But okay. Should I try it with my phone?
Hey, no, there we go. I can hear you now.
Oh yeah?
We're back.
Okay.
John got sweened.
It's like my friend Mark Kermode. You know this guy, this British critic?
Oh yeah, Mark. Doesn't he? Yeah. Is he notoriously kind of salty, or am I thinking of the right person?
You probably are. He's like a bigger gentleman from England who talks and speaks of film as if they're sent down from the heavens and the gods creamed on them and gave us art.
Okay. So what about Mark Kermode?
Well, because of COVID, now he's broadcasting instead from BBC Radio from his shitty house, and he's got quality which is worse than mine.
Really? So just absolute dog shit quality?
Yeah. And so when he talks about film, it's like he doesn't sound any better than anyone who has a YouTube channel like me.
Wow. Well,
yeah. And he didn't like this week's David Fincher movie.
What Mank? Wait, is Mank out?
Yeah. It is if you can go to theaters to see it.
Oh, okay. Oh, I wonder. Maybe they're gonna. Oh, we can't here because they have cinema. There's like a couple of good art house cinemas here that might have it, but they're closed and we're under lockdown. So I guess we'll never see it.
What did you talk about while I was away?
I talked about Frasier. Frasier about how it's jumped the shark. It hit season 8, and Daphne got and Daphne got pregnant. And the way they decided to deal with it is to make her obese in the show, not. Yeah.
For no reason too. I was thinking about Frasier and how most of the men, the majority of them were gay.
Yeah,
3 of them.
Yeah, the Niles Crane, the actor that plays Niles Crane, David Hyde Pierce is gay. The actor that plays the father is gay, and who was the third one?
Bulldog.
Oh, Bulldog. Well, Bulldog, and also the guy that's the gay joke in the show. The food critic is also gay, so it's 4, I guess.
No wonder.
Yeah. Well, there was a retrospective that somebody wrote recently about how there was a lot of gay writers on the show, and it was like, I think we talked about it. They do a storyline in season 1 with his boss that's like weirdly progressive. There's no gay panic about it. It's just he happens to be gay. And it was like weird for a show at that time to not do, but they do it later. They start to like regress into that gay panic storyline.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will and Grace, I think, came on afterward at that time too, where it was just funny.
Yeah. You could just write a show and it could just be funny and that was it. But
you're enjoying the 8 seasons of Frasier. Isn't it like 24 episodes a season?
Yeah, well, it goes longer. It goes 10 or 11 seasons, but I said I'm out. I noped out. I jumped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
He ends up with Laura Linney at the end.
Laura Linney? Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for Frasier. Anybody who gives a shit about the plot of Frasier.
Well, that and or Cheers. I think the bar dies or something. The bar blows up.
The bar blows up? Wow.
Yeah, check it out. We had such a computer mess today.
It's computer mess. It's back. Your volume is still a little low. I don't know if there's any...
Maybe there's a way to fix that. Oh, that sounds better?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That sounds great. I can hear you clear.
There we go. Guys, we run a professional operation here. This is funded by Mark Zuckerberg, so we only have access to the very best technologies, the very best internet quality. I mean, we're working with the best here. I'm sorry if it's too much for you, but you deal with what we give you.
I'm having a good time. Are you having a good time?
I'm having a great time. I don't care. It can all fuck up. I don't give a shit. This is
so to keep on to what was it? Consistency. That's the theme of the episode.
Consistency.
Teach you about consistency. So I was talking about this book, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you open up the pages, you're going to get all of these Quentin Tarantino movies, but there's only like 3 pages devoted to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Only 3 pages. Who wrote this book?
Some fella.
Is it like a film criticism style book, or is it it's a retrospective?
It's like an art retrospecticus. It's like it has all these stills of all your favorites, most of them produced by Harvey Weinstein.
Yep.
And that's the thing, the aging of certain art, and I would say that Tarantino is a filmmaker. I don't know if an artist is a thing you can. Maybe Fellini is a filmmaker artist.
But the aging, specifically, what do you mean about the aging? Like how things age over time with in relation to Weinstein being involved and all that stuff?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like I can't watch a Weinstein movie necessarily these days.
Yeah, it's a harder watch for sure. I feel the same way about Woody Allen. There are certain... I think it comes down to personal taste, too, because, there are certain things like I'll listen to Michael Jackson still, and I know there's a lot of loaded things there that have been kind of uncovered. Everybody draws their own line about how they're going to separate the art from the artist, I guess. Would you have stuff that's kind of verboten that you still like?
I'll never stop. I don't think I'll ever stop liking or loving Woody Allen.
Yeah. And that's understandable. He's an incredible filmmaker, if not a very troubled individual from everything we know.
I think a lot of his greatness comes from other people. People who he gets greatness from other people, and that's what I like. You know what I mean? If if he can get a great performance from Kate Blanchett in Blue, that sounded great, eh? All of a sudden, I jumped to like 5.1 or 7.1.
Yeah, your audio quality just jumped up significantly.
Wonderful. I will not move a fucking inch. I will stay here like the good host I am, co-host.
Well, I think what you're talking about is, I like that you're acknowledging the collaborative aspect of filmmaking, because it is true. When you start to see, filmmakers or actors who get canceled, and then people who say, let's write off the entire film. I mean, I think that discounts all the work of the other people. I think you can watch it within the context that it exists. I mean, there may be exceptions to this, things that are really like, everybody involved, or there was too much fucked up shit. Who knows? But I like that you can that we don't have to erase things, as opposed to watch them and understand the context. Be aware. I don't know. Maybe that's a controversial opinion these days. I have no barometer for that anymore, because, it's a pandemic time. I don't know what's going on.
It's so messy. It's very messy.
Oh, your audio cut out again.
What is going on? See,
you want to reboot
this is fine.
You want to reboot your mixer, because no?
Yeah, you think so? I think it's just like a wire, or it's like these headphones.
No, it's that mixer. I know, because I owned it.
Because I adjust the headphones every now and again, and they fix up. Like I just like touch them. So like I said, as long as I keep.
All right, that's it, guys. It's going to be a roller coaster.
They haven't made a movie called Consistency, and I don't think they've made a play yet about it either.
No, and we don't.
And Consistency sounds like the name of a girl about to have her like cotillion in the south of America, like in Georgia or something. Come in, Consistency. Come meet your brethren and cousin.
yeah. It's definitely like a family. Yeah,
Consistency.
It sounds like a religious family with many children. I'm thinking of not Mormons, which doesn't actually track if it's Georgia, but I'm thinking of like a revivalist Baptist family, like a preacher's family. This is consistency, and this is hope, and this is
absolutely.
It's got to be
opposite of sins. What are the opposite of sins?
Virtues,
like Comic Sans, the font. So
comics. Yeah. You know what? No, that's canon.
Sans in French is without, right? Sans cornichon, sans oignon. If you're at McDonald's.
That's a good. I like a sans cornichon, sans oignon. Even though I like pickles and onions, I don't like the McDonald's pickles and onions. I find them cheap.
Ajoutez oignon rouge.
Ajoutez oignon rouge. Antonio and Keith got Antonio'd, and Antonio says he's here for the 4K UHD. Well, I'm here to tell you, bro, that this is 8K Dolby Vision straight from Sony Venice 6K. How is it 8K? Don't ask me. It's
out of
top.
Christopher Nolan's ass himself.
Straight from his ass to our ears. Antonio mentioned that this is the second week straight with the cotillion reference. Wild. I don't even know what cotillion is.
Because we're consistent, god damn it. I have to keep saying it.
Exactly. We're the most consistent podcast you've ever seen. We definitely keep a consistent schedule. Our audio quality is inconsistent only to teach you a lesson about consistency.
Yes.
That's all it is.
It's if Mr. Rogers and Marie Soleil got together.
Yeah, it's still your...
Here goes the audio.
Yeah. No, I reboot the mixer. It's for sure the mixer. Just do an off on. Here, we'll cut away. John's going to reboot the mixer. Guys, I'm glad we get so much one-on-one time this week. John's rebooting the router. Hi, everybody. He's still in the corner, though. You can see him. Where is he? Here? I can't. There he is. There's John. Look, it's little John. Hey, it's little John. He's rebooting not the router. He's rebooting his mic. So I'm going to fill some time. Zion Magali Zambria Smith. Who is that, Keith? Who are you mentioning? Who are you referencing? I do not know this person. Actor? Character? Let us know. John, we can't hear you at all. Something's going on. You got no audio now, but it's okay. I can. We can kind of hear you, guys. We're troubleshooting live on the air. This is our biggest computer mess we've had yet. It's a huge computer mess, absolutely huge. But thank you for tuning in to Computer Mess Live. I'm your host, Sean Sweeney.
I'm not.
Oh, it's John. We can hear you, but your audio's all out of whack.
Why is this happening?
Yeah, I don't know. The mixer's back on and the levels are all good? Try changing plugs.
Try changing plugs? Is that
hold on. We can hear you. Hey, John.
What in the hell happened?
I don't know. We can hear you now. Don't touch anything.
Okay. I might blow up in the process.
Yeah, that's good. There we go. We got John back.
This is how you keep people on the edge of their seats.
Yeah, guys, you don't even know if we'll finish the show without careening off a cliff. Technically,
you know what would be hilarious is if a tree branch just like came in through the window and knocked me down.
It could be this. Look, all we know is we can promise that this show may be on Live Leak later. That's all we're going to say. You don't know what's going to happen.
I'm so proud of us.
I'm so proud of us, too.
So that Quentin Tarantino shit, let's just leave that alone. Every time I bring it up, it becomes disjointed, not consistent.
That's it. Quentin Tarantino. We'll leave it alone. We are Sean John. Somebody just mentioned that. That's true. We are Sean John, which is a clothing brand line from Sean Puffy Combs, right? I think.
Is it Sean Puffy? Sean Diddy?
Oh, your audio just dropped again. Do you want to call back on the phone? Maybe I don't know.
We're gonna keep jumping. We're gonna keep jumping the shark that way.
I just don't know because the audio is going. It's. I don't know if it's gonna work.
It sounds good now.
It does. It keeps going in and out. God damn it.
It's very irritating, but I love it.
That's it.
We have to get to the point quickly. I want to correct the record before we go out. I don't know if your dad's around, but last week we were aching for like some Italian artist who was a painter, and I said Dolly, but he said Dolly, and it was Picasso, and I was just grateful for that kernel of nuggetness because I'm so grateful for these chats. Where we fail,
they keep us honest. They keep us honest.
Yeah.
If you want to try too, maybe you can try plugging in a different plug.
Yeah, going into a different channel. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try that. That's not like 5 minutes of time.
No, it's fine. Anyway, we're gonna keep working to get you better audio quality live on the show because look, we're troubleshooting and this is all planned. This is according to plan. This is my plan to take over the show. I've sabotaged it. I'm nothing without John though, so it's gonna end terribly. I'm gonna be horribly depressed and alone, and nothing will work. We can't hear you currently.
Is this any better?
Hey, that sounds good.
That sounds crisp. Holy
That's
shit.
crisp.
Holy. You guys want some eggs? And
I'll buy that for $1. I'll buy that for $2.
Sorry?
I will buy that for $1 to $2. But
I don't know.
more.
I thought I could carry on the Frasier theme. What does he sing about all the time?
Oh, tossed salad and scrambled eggs.
That's not at all what I was saying, was it?
Okay. Oh my God, guys! I think we got it. I think we cracked the code here. I think the Da Vinci Code has been broken live on the show. I'm glad that.
Speaking of Da Vinci Code, can
Yes.
you look up a poster for me? I told you I only wanted one poster pulled, and might as well pull it now.
All right, let's do it. While we're here, we're live on the internet, incognito, because God knows what you guys are going to make us fucking search. So we're going to go to google.ca.
That's the thing to do today.
So what's the poster we're going to look up today, John?
You're going to look up two names. Huckleberry
Okay.
Finn, Ron Howard.
All right. Oh my God! Wait, what?
Okay, so I don't pick the funniest looking one. I don't care, but they're all the same. It's all technical. Like grab
This
any of
one.
them. I don't. No, not that one. The sitting down one.
This one's amazing. Oh my God! Look at
He's
him
holding his Oscars.
Look at this little pipsqueak. Oh wow!
Look at the sitting down one.
Oh wow!
That one. Look at that little red-haired Huckleberry Finn.
Oh wow! It's a high-resolution one. Ron Howard, Huckleberry Finn. This looks like somebody recreated it. He's very young here. What year was this? Is this like early in his career?
I couldn't tell you.
Gee, 1975. Here it says. Good Lord. Huckleberry Finn.
If I got this as a gift for any kind of event, I would just be mad.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. Huckleberry Finn. I like that. That was quality. Thank you for that. It's the one with him holding up the fish like, my name's Huckleberry Finn.
Because that's what we remember that book or that story for, the fish he caught.
Yeah, and it being racially problematic. I think now it's been removed from schools. I think because of isn't it? I mean I guess it's an older book about racism, so it's still like it uses the N-word a bunch. So maybe that's why they pulled it. But it is weird that that's a thing now. I don't understand the context around it, but I suppose there are reasons that are good for it. I don't know. This was post Andy Griffith, but pre American Graffiti. Yeah, thank you. I have not actually seen American Graffiti. I like that you were able to place that. Yeah, I have not seen American
Sean, I'm
Graffiti.
doing that thing. I'm like sinking. I'm turning into that second VHS from Titanic. I need to stay up like the first part of Titanic.
I like that you just went more into the corner. It's great.
All right, here. This is how we frame it, right? All right.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. I've never seen Andy Griffith or American Graffiti. I'm familiar with both, and I've always
haven't seen American Graffiti either, and that is like worse than homework to me. That movie.
Yeah, it's. I mean, there's part of me back in film school days was like, I'm gonna watch all the American Zoetrope stuff, and I guess let's talk a little bit about American Zoetrope. We've never really talked about it. So from what I know,
production.
Coppola, yeah. American Zoetrope was like a rogue band of filmmakers in the 70s. It was Spielberg, Coppola, George Lucas. Who were the other people in that?
Scorsese?
Was he in there?
Was he in there? Right?
Tell us in the comments if
Brian De Palma, I think.
Yeah. All the up-and-coming filmmakers at the time, they filmed. They formed a kind of a production company, or was it something? I don't know if it was a production
company. Movement.
It kind of was
inspired by France, right?
Yeah. The collective filmmakers. We should know this more, but we're not educators. We're kind of ramblers. We
interrupters. We're
consistent interrupters, talker overs. But American Zoetrope films, there were a number of them at the time. I think THX 1138 may have come out of that. American Graffiti was part of it. I don't know if Apocalypse Now technically fits into that. I think it is also an American Zoetrope, but like a later one. Okay. But I think that may be the one that broke American Zoetrope because they didn't last very long. I think it was up until the early 80s, and then they were gone. Because like Spielberg went to the studios, Lucas went to the studio. Well, Lucas became a studio, and Francis Ford Coppola went horrifically into debt.
Jesus!
And was forced to make Jack. Are you know that kind of real sad trajectory about him?
He was forced to make Jack?
Jack was, I think, a movie he had to make. So I'm referring to Robin Williams as Jack, the movie where...
This is like 98, 97, 99, something like this.
Yeah, there was a series of films that Francis Ford Coppola had to make, and he, in order to pay his debts, because he was so completely into debt, I think because of yeah, and I think it was because of Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
Possibly, but I think he had a couple of other failures in the 80s.
So this guy who ran Paramount died. He's dead as a doornail, this guy, Robert Evans. He made a movie called Jesus. It was a big flop. It was like with Richard Gere, The Cotton Club. Came back in the early 80s. It reunited Coppola with Mario Puzo, and they like made this movie about like prohibition in Chicago, all this good stuff. And it was a flop.
It was a flop, yeah. Because Coppola did The Godfather. It was Coppola that did The Godfather 1 and 2, right?
And 3.
But what? Yeah, and 3 was the one that was much later. But I'm wondering, where did he? Because the second, it was all late 70s, right? Because
we should investigate his finances.
Yeah, I want to know. Although apparently the wine thing he's doing now has been much more profitable than filmmaking ever was for him.
The wine thing.
Like he puts his name on everything now. He's really.
He did the Koyaanisqatsi movie. American Zoetrope released that for me in the 1982, and then him and George Lucas teamed up to do Powakatsi, and then I think it was just Soderbergh who released the third one, Nakoikatsi.
Oh, really? Okay. So he's been busy, but yeah, the path that led him to make Jack is pretty sad, and it's apparently a movie he really just hated making.
Have you seen Jack?
Yeah, here we go. American Zoetrope. We've got some links here if you want to read a little bit more about it.
What an interactive.
But Antonio does mention that he saw Jack at one of your birthday parties and Little Giants with Rick Moranis at another one.
The Little Giants one I remember vividly, but the Jack one, we watched that at a birthday party of mine. That's horrible. My birthdays always landed on terrible movie releases. There was never a good movie to see ever during my birthday.
So these are actual, we're not talking about later birthdays. We're talking about like childhood birthdays so you would see a movie and you would never get anything good. So Jack being one of the ones you saw, I remember.
I don't know. Maybe Jack was one of them.
I saw it when it came out.
At Britannia.
But doesn't he die in it or something? It's really like sad. He's old. He's old, but he's a young person who ages quickly. That's what it is.
Yeah, but it's Robin Williams.
So it's not that sad. I mean,
I don't know. It's one of these movies where if you put it on mute, it seems like it has credibility.
Well, and there was that period where he started to experiment. He always was good at playing sad characters, and I feel like towards the latter part of the 90s or into the early 2000s, he would do more roles that were kind of maudlin and like sad, down tempo. You remember? And like
movie to me.
Well, but down tempo, Robin Williams was like kind of the thing that led him into the dramatic stuff. And I think like What Dreams May Come, I remember seeing that, and that was like this visual feast, but a very disjointed movie.
Never saw it. I should see it, right? Would you say I should watch this movie?
Oh, well, What Dreams May Come would be a great rewatch because it's a movie that I'm almost assured.
Okay, I'm glad because we have not rewatched anything in a long time, you and I.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a great one because it's. I don't think it's aged well, which would make for a great rewatch. It's got some weird.
It's got a visual effects Oscar behind it.
It does, and it has some pretty incredible visual stuff going on, but I don't think a lot of it holds up anymore. And it was, I think, 2002-ish.
I think 98.
Oh, 98. Okay, because I probably saw it a little later then. But yeah, I remember that being a thing, and it's like very heavy on the Judeo-Christian imagery, with like hell and the afterlife.
I've seen I think I remember the trailer, and there's I see pillars and like emptiness and like colors.
I wonder, should we watch the trailer live? I don't want to get banned on Facebook.
Get over it. No, I don't know. We should, if we're gonna watch any trailer, we should watch the trailer for this Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they say in that, so that'll get us banned on Facebook for sure. Yeah, we definitely can't do that. But Keith loved What Dreams May Come. Great depiction of hell. Yeah. They do have a great kind of bodies kind of morphing into each other. The kind of stuff you see now in like video games in Doom Eternal, these walls of corpses, writhing. It's kind of, there's this floor I remember, and his wife's in it, and he sees her in hell, and it's because she killed herself. Like that's the hook. And I'm not spoiling anything because that's like in the first 10 minutes, and he has to save her soul or something like that. Or he goes to hell. I can't remember. It's there's some hell. It's really
you're spoiling this thing for me.
I mean, do you care? No, you don't.
No, of course not. And actually, I find I'm a reprogrammed spoiler. Like I remember starting The Sopranos at the end of season 5 and then finishing it, not knowing all the previous 4 seasons in its like context. But there's just something about like not knowing everything and then your imagination filling in the blanks.
Yeah, and it is nice. I did the same thing actually with The Sopranos. I picked it up in season 4 or 5 and watched it through to the end, not knowing the context. And I have tried to rewatch it, but Vicky wasn't into it. And it's like, it's a big commitment.
It's a big meal. That whole show.
Yeah.
And, I've done it. I think I've done it like 3 times or twice now. And I think at this point, YouTube has such a marvelous collection of clips. Mm-hmm. Like there's like a 48-minute video of just food from the whole series. 48 minutes, Sean, of people eating, like of scenes, and it's fast. It's like you get the whole show, and it's.
I feel like I would watch. I won't rewatch the whole show, but I will watch that. I'm just gonna watch the meeting.
I'll send you the link.
I know because one of my favorite parts of the show was Tony's malapropisms. I'm never clear on exactly the pronunciation for that word. Malapropisms. It's when he'll take a turn of. Sorry.
No, that's like when actors fake eat.
No. Although I think they all real ate on that show.
Yeah,
a lot of pasta.
If you watch them, they're always chewing in the scenes, and the portions are always the same.
Yeah, no, they're not actually. But the malapropism thing is Tony's tendency to take a turn of phrase and get it wrong and say something weird, and it's that there's cuts of all of those, and they're it's super funny. But there's so many of them because that was just a character trait. He would always have a saying and get it wrong or say something stupid.
Sounds like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys.
Yes, yeah, I think he does the same thing.
And I say that Trailer Park Boys is Canada's answer to The Sopranos. It's the same thing.
Kind of, actually.
Yeah,
kind
Ricky's
of.
the Tony, and then he's got his cronies, and then they got the crime thing going on, and there is a seasonal,
and Julian's kind of the Sal, the conciliary character, like the slick back hair.
Yeah, and then Bubbles is like Maltasanti and Polly all in one.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. The wild card, the wild cards.
Yeah, no, and they always got they always got the shitty, and they're all got the shitty shirts.
Oh, sorry, I was reading the chat. I'm listening, but
that's okay. I caught your eyes going down.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just marveled that this connection is much better than that Kermode gets. This guy,
way better. Also, me pausing the thing definitely helped. Your image is good now. We're in 4K.
This
We're in
is 4K.
Great.
I'm loving my Xbox for its 4K abilities.
Right. So tell us what's new this week in John Games. Have you been playing anything new?
The internet does not like Fortnite.
What do you mean the internet doesn't like Fortnite?
The internet does not respect people who play Fortnite.
Oh no, Fortnite's shit and it's for children, but that's okay.
You leave me alone. But I tried downloading. I started playing a Call of Duty game, and it scared me.
Yeah. Call of Duty. Fuck that. There's so many other games.
You got these real guns, I imagine, and shooting these targets that look like real people, and they got I'm playing something called Warzone, and so it's in the Middle East, and it's just all these young people, realistic looking young people that you're just blowing away because you're like a soldier.
Yeah,
this is
it's
awesome.
A murder simulator. It's getting you ready for the coming apocalypse.
It's a cartoonish murder.
Yeah, it is. It makes you feel better about quickly building a wall and taking it down before you shoot somebody in the face.
But I gotta talk about this streaming service, but for games thing, because for $17 a month, but if you buy an Xbox, the first month is $1. $17 a month, and you get 100 games or more. You're
talking about Xbox Game Pass.
That's it. Yes.
Also available for PC, which I'm probably going to try out soon.
Okay. Well, it's for $16 a month. I mean, you break it down. That's 5 months. That's 5 months you would have paid the price of one game.
Yeah, and not to mention it's great for games that there's many games you'll play once and not play again, and if you can get through them in a decent amount of time, it's worth your money.
I've said this to Keith over and over, but Microsoft, as opposed to Sony, they're looking out for the people who can't play video games because of the monetary difference. That's why they made a Series S so cheap, in digital edition, so people can play video games, and so they're trying to help people who want to play games. They want a gamer in everyone. They want and they want an Xbox in every living room. It's a big heart approach to capitalism, which is just plain evil.
Yeah, where Sony has made a monolith to capitalism that nobody can buy and is unavailable anywhere, and that's why I want one.
I still check out Costco for you, though. I still check. Don't you worry, I'm in your corner.
There we go. Yeah, I've been looking too, but it's fine. I don't know. I mean, the PlayStation is the one I want only because I already have a PC, so I don't. Okay. The Xbox to me is the same as the PC. It's essentially even the Xbox Game Pass has basically everything.
Okay, and I can play that Game Pass. I can play the Xbox controller right in front of me.
You can play it on the computer, and you can start a game. The best part is with Xbox Game Pass, you could start on your computer, pause it, and then go to your Xbox and continue.
That sounds like the Switch.
Yeah. Yeah. There are no ethical consoles under capitalism. That's what Keith says.
That's it for the gaming, though. Now my Switch has unfortunately been now turned into a second place system. Mm-hmm. So it's only where the YouTube happens, and an occasional Mario.
Yeah, but I think especially when it comes to having a PlayStation and an Xbox doesn't make a ton of sense because mostly the games are the same. I prefer PlayStation because they have better exclusives, but you don't really need PlayStation and Xbox. However, I think having PlayStation and Switch makes a lot of sense because Nintendo's Nintendo. You're never going to get any of their titles anywhere else, and they're their own thing. And the Switch is handheld. It's small. Super Mario Kart. That's what Antonio just mentioned. Great game. You know,
it's a great movie, Super Mario Kart. No, they haven't made that into a movie yet.
I wonder if they would. They probably would. Everything.
Yeah,
Are there any new Mario properties?
Go ahead. Sorry, I talked over you.
No, it's okay. Are there? But I'm asking. Do you know? Are they making any new Mario films?
Yeah, they are. The Illumination is going to make it for Universal. They were going to release it for but I think they're going to save it for the theaters. I wonder.
Is it currently in production?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It is.
Oh.
And Nintendo, they were being bastards this week. I don't know. You're an internet guy. What's the deets on this Smash group? They're like these people who were like kicked out of a Smash tournament.
No, I didn't follow that. So some people were kicked out of a Smash tournament for what?
There's like an unofficial Smash tournament, and Nintendo put the kibosh on that. They were like, nope, you guys can't stream that or make money off it because it's not Nintendo.
Oh, really? Oh, so it was about them streaming and making money. That's been a big thing lately. Is a lot of these companies will file DMCA requests on people who are streaming games or have the monetization taken away from them. People can make money on Twitch like other ways, but like on YouTube and stuff, there are weird kind of issues with that. And I wonder because these people are playing the game, which is essentially free advertising, but I guess they say, well, it's our IP and you're making money on our IP. I don't know. It's kind of a weird gray area, but I guess maybe this sounds like it's tied into that.
And what's the deal with the YouTube folk? They're like monetizing something now?
Well, when you play games or you do game videos, there is a certain level of stuff that falls under fair use. But when you kind of exceed that, normally this happens when you're like sampling other people's videos to like criticize them and talk over them. You can do so much and it's fair use, but if you don't do enough, the person whose video that you're criticizing can file a claim to basically get the ad revenue for that video. And from what I understand, this is also happening with video game content. So Nintendo can say, well, you've used so much of this game with less commentary than meets the standard for fair use, so we're going to monetize the video and take your ad revenue. And it seems like the battle of our time when it comes to like making money online. It's going to be making money online that's not exclusively from things that you're making if you're using any kind of IP elsewhere. So
this is what Damon Lindelof was fighting for in 2006 during that fucking writer's strike.
That's it. They The Gaming Historian has a fantastic hour-long documentary on the Super Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo and how it ruined so many careers with its awfulness. And Nintendo swore never to license another movie again. That's pretty interesting because this movie that you're mentioning then would be the first movie since then that they've ever licensed. There have not been any other films.
They did a Pokemon movie in '98.
That's true. And they did the more recent one, the Pokemon movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Right, they did that one too.
Yeah, did that do well? I think it made money.
This one, the Jada. It's not Jada Pinkett Smith. It's the son, Jaden, or it's one of the Smiths. Is the son.
Okay,
yeah, it made money.
It made money.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it. It actually honestly didn't look terrible from the trailer I saw. It seemed a little too Ryan Reynoldsy for my taste, which is like he's the same guy in every movie, the quippy guy.
No, but he's reliable in that like Paul Newman kind of way. He's not charming like Paul Newman.
No.
If only he had a little bit of Vince Vaughn in him. Yeah,
like a little bit more of an... Because, he does have kind of a dickish thing, but it doesn't really come through the same way. Vince Vaughn, I feel like, is actually a dick because he's a Republican in real life, and there's pictures of him shaking hands with Trump. It's like that makes me like him more, even though I don't agree with his politics, because I'm like, at least he's not a fucking... I don't know. It adds a little character to him. When he seems like he's maybe a bad guy, I get the impression that's maybe real. He's actually not a great guy. So apparently Detective Pikachu is very dumb, incredibly stupid, even for Pokemon, according to Antonio in the comments. Wow. Because Nintendo's not known for their storytelling per se. It's more experiential usually, right? Although, you know what? I guess that's wrong with Zelda, right? Zelda's a story, as a good story, but is it a great story? Because for me, it's the experience.
So jumbled up, that Zelda content.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
and
feel like, you can't adapt all books and make them great movies, just like the video game. Like, I told you the highest rated video game movie on Rotten Tomatoes before Detective Pikachu, which is hovering above a 60, was Angry Birds 2.
Angry Birds 2
was the freshest video game movie up until Detective Pikachu.
That's a sad state.
Assassin's Creed, this Michael Fassbender, Marion Cotillard movie came out. Fuck. No one remembers this movie or talks about this movie.
No.
And it was a video game movie, and it should have been like the best video game movie by default.
I don't think the format can be translated effectively. I think there will be one, and I don't know if it'll be the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland, because Uncharted is the one that people were always like, it's so cinematic, but every video game that's cinematic, if you translate it one-to-one into a movie, is a bad movie. They're not particularly good. And all of the fun and kind of wow factor you get playing them, it's because there's some interactivity and you can play it. So it's just, there's that like line that you tread between the experience of playing the game and the cinematic nature of the game that you never can translate. It feels like a thing. You're always going to be chasing that carrot. And I guess we're
going to keep trying, Sean. We're going to keep trying. Movies. Like there's that Jumanji thing, the new Jumanji thing.
Yeah. Well, Jumanji did well. Like it made a ton of money, and it was pretty well received critically too. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't, I think it was in the 70s on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. It's also like a holiday film. So like a holiday film, they always have that like that euphoria of like going to the movies, and this thing was, great.
And I feel like if you're gonna have The Rock, Jack Black, Chris, Kevin Hart, and what's her name? The Scottish lady.
Yeah, what is her goddamn name? Karen
Gillan. If you have all four of those people, those are all big stars, super funny people in their own right. Like I think like
Lawrence Kasdan's son directs it, the guy who did Orange County.
Oh, and the guy who wrote Star Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, Jake.
Didn't he help write that Solo movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he wrote Solo, co-wrote Solo,
right,
with his dad. Forget video game movies. What's the freshest board game movie? Battleship. Yeah, it's true. How many board game movies are there?
There's that.
Battleship.
There's Clue.
We tried to watch Clue again. I had started it, and we were like, I can't do this. But maybe we're too tired.
You haven't seen Clue? Even as a child, you didn't watch Clue?
No, never. But Vicky and I tried to watch it. We started it and was like, I'm not going to do this. But maybe we'll come back to it. So we did go back to it, and it's bad. It's straight up bad. It's got some good people in it, but it's just like it's silly and goofy in a way that ages very poorly.
I don't know if this is correct, but actors who mug, there are a lot of mugging in this movie. Is that
so much mugging?
Is that correct?
Yeah, and there's like
mugging. Everyone is just in on the joke. They're all just enjoying this free for all.
And it's not.
There's
that
one
funny.
good scene at the end of the movie. There's only one good moment.
Tell me about it because I didn't watch it.
And they did this thing. John Landis was involved in this thing. We all hate John Landis and his son, don't we?
Oh yeah.
What
a shit family. That front to back, just two giant turds. One guy who willingly will kill people to make a movie and feel no remorse over it, and the other guy who's a fucking sex criminal. Hey, Landis family, go fuck yourself. From me to you, from watch rewatch to the Landis clan, go fuck yourself.
They're gonna have a terrible Christmas this year.
They're gonna have a terrible Christmas. These people, are they still power players? I don't even know. Go ahead.
Power players? I don't know. They made a movie with the who are the Simon Pegg and Nick Frost? Those guys. He made a movie with those guys and Golem, Andy Serkis, and it's about like English serial killer in the 19th century. I'm not even kidding.
What? John Landis did this? What year?
Yeah, like maybe 5 years ago.
5 years ago. Wow.
Anyway, so Clue. There's a moment where Miss White, Madeline Kahn, she kills Yvette, the maid, and they're all at the end of the movie. It turns out everyone killed somebody. No one killed all of them. Everyone killed somebody.
Right.
And so they're like, "You did it," and she's like, "Yes, I did. I hated her so much that flames on the side of my head, burning This is her confession to killing her. She's
That
just hated. I hated her so much. Anyway, you can.
it
Find
sounds
out on
like it sounds like a fun delivery of that. I don't know.
That wasn't a fun delivery. What I just did. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it says it. I said it is. It sounds like a fun delivery, like the impression you're doing of that person.
Yeah, Madeline Kahn. Yeah,
Madeline Kahn.
So that movie was a Landis movie, and it had all these different endings. That was it.
Landis, man, the Landis clan. They can go fuck themselves. I hate them. Their whole clan. They've done. John did a couple of things. I do Amazon Women on the Moon, which I'll never forget because story time. We were at my place back in high school, and John was like, "We got to watch Amazon Women from the Moon." I'm like, I was down. Let's smoke a little joint before. I smoked a joint, and I got the spins like I've never got. I was fucked up, like just wrecked me. And I spent.
Don't tell this story.
We started watching it, and it was one of those things where like I'm watching it, and it's already a wild movie, and then everything's just all spinning, and I'm just trying to lock in, and I can't, and then I run upstairs and just start vomiting, and it was just my soul came out that night, and I was reborn a new person. And you know what? I don't regret it. I'll never forget that movie, if only for that experience. So I highly recommend, if you are going to watch Amazon Women on the Moon, smoke some weed that's maybe bad, or that you get fucked up in some way, like mix shit so you get the spins, and thank me later.
Yeah. Or like go in completely sober, arms crossed, seatbelt fastened so you don't go anywhere, and put all the remotes away so you can't change the channel or do anything for 80 minutes.
Yeah. And that might be a similar, if not more unpleasant experience than the one I had. But I do remember thinking it was pretty good until I fucking tossed my cookies. But
it's one of my like desert island movies, like a movie that you bring with you because it'll remind you of so many other things at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it makes fun of Universal Pictures a lot. Like the studio itself, they mock it because it's also the studio that's releasing it. All the directors, Joe Dante's involved in it.
He is.
They're going to give him $150 million for Gremlins 3.
Joe Dante, really?
No. Well, because the first one they gave him 10, or 5, something like that, and the second one they gave him like 30.
But they are making a third one, right?
They're talking about it. Who cares? But I think that if you follow the pattern for going to the third movie, they're gonna, because if the budget keeps tripling, they're gonna give him 150 for the third one.
Yeah,
I'm sure. All be puppets. You refuse no CGI, nothing.
Yeah, I did. Well, that was the pull quote that I saw recently, is that they're going to do it with puppets again. Which, I mean, I wonder how that'll read today. I guess it'll be. Will it be worth it?
Streaming, it's going to be streaming, and they're going to make fun of streaming. They're going to make fun of smartphones.
Oh God, it does drive me nuts when you see a movie that's like leaning too hard into like look what the kids are doing on Snapchat, because then by the time the movie's out, people are not on Snapchat, they're on TikTok, and then they'll do the one where it's TikTok, but then people will be on to whatever the next one is. Fleets on Instagram. Hey Instagram, nice job with fleets.
Animaniacs, we watched
Twitter. My fucking bit didn't even work. Twitter fleets. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Animaniacs coming back.
Yeah. We watched a bit, and they did exactly what you're lamenting about.
Well, also the animation is dog shit. Truly.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
It's way worse.
And the new Saved by the Bell reboot is doing the same thing. And the new Saved by the Bell reboot is tonally exactly like the Brady Bunch movie, which is also a desert island movie for me.
Hold on a minute. So the when you say tonally the Brady Bunch movie, that one was like the kind of the high concept comedy version they did of the show with like more money, and it was skewering the show a little bit. It was like metatextual. Okay.
They took It's like the essence of the show is there, but the surrounding elements of it are gnawing away at its sides.
Okay,
like
so that's what they're doing with
this thing. Yeah, it's not a sitcom. There's no like it feels like a real high school, and it's got this like Glee cinematography, if you know what I mean. It's like whipping across this like shiny high school, but the new students come from like a poor high school, so they come in with there's a lot of like gender and race issues already on this show, and it's very funny. long story short, it's like developed by one of the writers of 30 Rock. So there's like a lot of like jokes that fly past you that are really kind of good. One of them is Jesse Spano and AC Slater. You know, our friends from Bayside.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they work together. They haven't hooked up in the future. They work together. And Jesse says this thing in the second episode, because I've watched 3 episodes already. Okay, I've watched 3 episodes of the reboot of Saved by the Bell. You should too.
All right.
Okay. In one of the episodes, she says, Slater, what have I always told you? Women can do anything a man can do except watch a Todd Phillips movie.
Oh my God! So that's actually pretty good.
Line? That caught me by surprise. That line.
That's way sharper than I would expect for a fucking Saved by the Bell reboot.
And this is Elizabeth Berkley, our friend from Showgirls. And
wow,
she looks great, and she's acting, and I believe her, and I just want to see more of her.
You're selling me on this show. I didn't think at all. So you have AC Slater and Jesse as teachers at the school.
Yeah, she's a guidance counselor.
Right.
Who has a bigger office than the fucking principal.
Yeah. Is Dennis, what's his name, back?
No, he's not. But Michael John Higgins, our friend from like Best in Show and other stuff. You know John Michael Higgins.
The name is... But was he in the original show, or he's just a new character?
No, he plays the new principal, who's like...
The new principal. Obviously, Screech isn't back because he's got a lot of baggage.
Jail.
Is he in jail?
Like well, he was in jail, but now he's like him and Andy Dick could like put on a podcast from prison together.
Oh my God, it's called Bad Touch for sure, something like that.
Or Dick Screech.
Oh man, I forgot about Screech. Oh God.
Yeah, but in the world of this new Saved by the Bell reboot, Zach and Kelly have gotten married, and he's the governor of California. And
is he in the show too?
He's gonna be in the show, and all these actors who are from the original are producers on this show,
right? And will other ones pop in as like guests? You know,
I've only seen 3, but the whole fucking show is on whatever streaming service you can get it from. I think I'm watching it on like Global.
Oh, yeah, right. Oh, my God. So a nice little tidbit from Antonio. I remember hearing about this. Dustin Diamond did stand-up at Oliver's, which was the student bar. You were there? So there was a student bar.
There. It was so gross.
Yeah. Carleton University in Ottawa had a student bar called Oliver's, and Dustin Diamond did stand-up there. Yeah, and from what I heard, it was extremely vulgar and not particularly funny. It was just like a shock jock routine that he did.
It's terrible that he's tattooed himself in my brain in that way. How dare he?
How dare he? Oh my gosh!
It was funny because everyone thought we would get a little bit of wholesome Screech, maybe a little risque Screech. What we got was like drunk Andrew Dice Clay.
That sounds terrible and kind of amazing in that, like, I'm glad, but actually, maybe not. Maybe it's not. It wasn't even worth the story to say that you saw Screech.
I don't even want to like say the things he said because, like,
they're vile. Yeah. Well, and I think too, there are comedians that can say offensive things that will, because of the approach, be funny. I don't think he had any of the. From what I've heard of the stuff, it's just bile. It's pure bile. It's not. There's no joke framing to any of it. It's just saying hateful shit to say hateful shit.
What's funny is because you just see Screech, and to hear Screech just say, like, we don't see Dustin Diamond ever when we look at this guy. It's always ever going to be Screech. So when Screech is doing these crazy things, that's funny.
It seems like maybe he looked at Bob Saget as the template, but Bob Saget was a comedian before he was Danny Tanner. So when you hear him tell the Aristocrats joke, it's funny because he's telling a joke and he knows how to tell a joke. Although I can't say I love his stand-up, but he's an actual comedian at the very least. But this is making me think about. So it's like unfunny Bob Saget. Yeah, see, Antonio's right on the money there, buddy. I beat me. This is making me think about Saved by the Bell and that this show may be good. The fact that you mentioned 30 Rock people being involved makes me want to at least check out maybe one.
It's a little Glee, and I don't like. I think in Canada it's age 7+.
Okay.
7+. Like,
that's
TV,
weird.
give me TV PG.
Yeah.
Because like I would say this thing is light TV 14. Maybe
Yeah.
TV PG.
I mean, when you're throwing in a Todd Phillips joke, I mean, that's not for the children. That's for sure.
Absolutely not. And like I said, it caught me by surprise. What a joke.
Yeah. I mean, if there are more jokes like that, that sounds like it might be worth checking out. But I think I'll add it to the list, and we'll have some more to talk about in the coming weeks.
Well, I wanted to watch What Dreams May Come. That's my homework for tonight.
That's it. So What Dreams May Come.
Okay.
And did you have any final thoughts, John, as we wrap up the show for this week?
That's a good, thank you for asking. Well, let's recap. What did we talk about today? Just to
Consistency is key. And we were consistent on audio quality, video quality, and content. 100% consistency. A+ for us. What else did we learn this week, John?
Well, what were the things we spoke of? Did we talk about Star Wars? I hope not.
We didn't. We didn't talk about Star Wars. I keep counting on my thumb. Hell yeah. We didn't talk about Star Trek. Hell yeah.
Yes.
And we talked about The Legend of Korra.
I trashed Korra. Thank you, Keith. I trashed Korra at the beginning. We didn't, because it kept getting cut out.
Yeah.
Right. And where does this stack up, you were saying, against The Last Airbender? It's like the prequels, right? So I'm retracing the steps. This is what happens at the end of Clue, by the way. So there's 30 minutes of murder, and then it's 70 minutes of backpedaling. How did all these murders happen?
We had 30 minutes of technical problems and then another 30, 40 minutes of actual show. So, hey, you know what? We're sticking to the Clue ratio. We're going to try and keep that next week. 30 minutes of technical problems, 40 minutes of content. That's the Watch Rewatch promise. And once again, before we go, if you do want to check us out on patreon.com/watchrewatch, help the show, support the show. It's $5. That's one coffee. Come check it out. We got some spicy new content coming up. It actually is coming up. It's the Watch Rewatch After Dark. It's going to blow your socks off. Now that we've done 2 episodes in a row.
Unpop your cork?
It's going to unpop your cork, and it's going to repop your cork. I don't know. You do the math. For this week, I'm Sean.
I'm John.
And this has been Watch Rewatch. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Bye.